questions lately from multiple people about what to do if your axolotl lays eggs. Well, we're going to show you. So come on. So hypothetically, if one of these in here, she recently laid eggs. So hypothetically, if one did in here, they're most likely going to do it on some of these plants. Maybe the filter. I'm not going to deal with that right now because it's a little tougher. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your bucket with some water, dechlorinated at least, like we do right here. This is from our small boy Hydrologic. It's a dechlorinating filter you can hook up to the hose. We would take the plants they laid in, pull them right out. There's no eggs on these ones. You can either do this or you can wait, but the axolotls will beat the eggs up a little, so you might lose some. And then you can try and shake them off of this stuff or whatever, but usually we take them like so, and you do it slowly kind of. They'll hang on there like jelly. I place them in here. Now there's another thing you can do if they lay on something like this and you don't want to move it. In some of my other videos I show it, but they'll be stuck to this, and what I almost do is push and try and really hard push against the rock or the wood, and it'll actually, and I do it real close to the bucket down here, if there was eggs on this, and they would fall off. The jelly's not really harmed, neither are the eggs. So you got your eggs in your bucket. How do you hatch them? Alright, we got some over here. So in this bucket, let's see if we can see any. Some might be hatching. Down here, Michael, can you see this? Kind of hard to see. So there's an egg right there. That's going to be albino or leucistic. You can't really see the others because they're actually white on white. This is a white bucket. And all these eggs were white from Maryland, that golden albino. Now, what you do is you get all your plants like I just showed you with your eggs on it, and you put them in here. Small amount of airflow. You don't want that water bubbling, chopping up the eggs, all that stuff. A little bit of airflow, keep the water from being nasty and stagnant. So now, what do I do when they hatch? Well, we've got some from our mosaic pairings hatching right here as we speak. So this is from Yin, the split mosaic, and Absinthe, the GFP mosaic. Now these ones, show them over the top, Michael. These ones, like I said, are literally hatching now, and you can wait 24 to 48 hours, but I start, oh, one just came right out of the egg. That was cool. I usually start giving them brine shrimp right away. So, onto the brine shrimp. Let's come over here. So what I have set up is I have a lot of stuff to raise, lots of newts, axolotls, tons of larvae, multiple bins, etc. So this is one that's already collected for you, or for us. This is one we're going to show you how to make, and this one's already going. I stagger them 2 or 3. If you have one crash, you still have one going. Also, I have food overlapping days, so I have food every day to feed stuff every day. Michael, do a close-up here, please. Show them how these are. This one's hatched. What do you do when you think that it's been about 24, 48 hours, you see the orange, the water start to get a little orange. Now what you're going to do is take a little flashlight, something like this, and you're going to kill your air supply to it. You wait about, you put the flashlight or some sort of light down the bottom. The brine shrimp will actually huddle around the light for you down at the bottom. Now they're all in this tube. So we're going to collect those. First, let me show you. Let's set this one up real quick. So you got some aquarium salt. I do not measure. I just give it like a sprinkle. Not any more. This is your brine shrimp eggs. Don't buy the little packets. This is like 15 bucks. And it's from brineshrimpdirect.com. But this is the best stuff I've found. Now, some people use 2-liter bottles. I use these. These are easier to clean than this thing. This is off Amazon. Good luck finding something to get down there and clean that. These a lot easier to get something in and clean them. I just do 1 scoop each. So I'm gonna do 1 here. We already got our salt in there. Now we got our eggs in there. These are stored in the freezer, or else they won't hatch any for you. Do that. Now, put our salt in there. We put our eggs in there through this thing of water. All right, air hoses here. Now you're gonna give it a little air. It helps them hatch. All right, and I'm also gonna take a cup now. We're gonna collect some from this that already hatched. And this is how you do that. Like I said, show this. All of those are hatched eggs or unhatched, whatever, junk. All your brine shrimp were down there. Now look at this. That's gonna be all your brine shrimp. So I won't make you guys watch all this. I collected enough for the video. Now you're gonna take this. This is salt water. No good. This will kill your stuff. We're gonna rinse them. Take another cup. Dechlorinated water. Not bad. I'm gonna do it in this cup, or else I'm gonna overflow something. So, dechlorinated water. This one's gonna be empty. You're gonna do it like this, because this is gonna end up in salt water. You're not really going to want that. Brine shrimp net. Start filtering these. What I noticed is if you give it a little tap, all of a sudden, boom, they start filtering. I usually filter them like twice. I do this twice. I save this because Michael's going to show you in a second how some actually do get through the screen, and I don't like to waste anything. But that's how they get collected in there. Show that. Can you see those in there? Yep. See how there's still more in there? So anyways, I'm going to take this whole thing and run it through it. And then we're going to show you how I simply rinse and get them ready to syringe right into tanks. Almost overflowed that. And again, I'm not really editing any of these. I've been getting questions for a long time now. I'm getting questions like as we speak daily, and I'm trying to cover like and catch up, I guess. I should have done this sooner, but appreciate everyone watching, and everyone's been super supportive, like on Facebook, and just crazy over the past even like whole couple of years since we started going full force on all this stuff. Alright, you really want to get as much of that out of there as you can, because again, it's salt water, but this we're going to run through again. Not right now. Let's not get confused with salt water. This is my fresh water. Show you again. So I'm going to take fresh water, no salt. This is all I do. Boink. And then you can shake this in something like this if you want. Because again, I don't really waste anything. So, still some brine shrimp on that. Alright, now, let's get to feeding. Alright, so, we went over collecting your eggs. We went over putting air with them. We went over some of the brine shrimp. They're hatching. We need to feed them. So, let's feed some. Pipettes. I get these. You get like, my God, I don't know, 100 of them or something for like pennies. Amazon. Now I just drop all around. Something about the brine shrimp is they don't live long in fresh water. So you do want to feed your stuff, but you want to be easy how much you put in there, because 1 scoop hatches a ton of brine shrimp, and I'm feeding a lot of the tanks. You guys won't need this probably for 1 batch of axolotls, but anyways, it'll make the water disgusting if they die in there. More water changes, I say, is not as good, because I don't know, I realized you disrupt them more and it's worse off. I always tell everyone, stop chasing numbers, stop chasing what everyone in the axolotl groups are telling you, because no offense to those people, but it's usually poop show. So those are getting some. They might not eat. Those are just hatching. They might have some yolk in them still, which they hold for a day or two and can live off of that. Alright, now we're going to come over here. I'm going to feed this tank. Now this has some older axolotl, older axolotl hatchlings. They are, probably, maybe, I don't even know, a month old or something. Anyways, I can't keep track, really. I can go look in pictures when customers ask and whatever, but, so I'm going to give them brine shrimp. But, these guys, well, I feed them a lot because a lot of people don't like the fact, or they don't keep them all in groups and everything, and they will start to get nipped and whatever else, but we wholesale and we have to have our numbers up, so whatever. I'm not going to explain to anyone why I keep so many, but we will separate. If they start nipping and everything, we'll separate them out and let some of them regrow and everything like that. So these guys at this stage are going to get brine shrimp, and I'm going to transition them to, you can either give them frozen bloodworms cut up, which is not very nutritional, but it gets them to switch at least. And people say, oh, I shouldn't recommend it sometimes because they're not very nutritional, but to get them to switch to frozen food, it's worth it. I always give a varied diet, which you can tell. I'm giving them brine shrimp. I use mysis shrimp. Those are frozen. Also frozen daphnia, because I just can't raise those. I don't have enough space to raise and feed everything. We also raise a ton of different worms, white worms, earthworms, all stuff like that. So anyways, back to feeding these guys. Michael's going to keep the camera on there, and I'm going to get some live blackworms ready for them and show you how we do that. So the live blackworms, we get these from Eastern Aquatics. These are superfood. They're a little hard to get right now and everything. Craig's doing his best over there to keep up. The ponds all need reseeding or something like that. So this is how, and you can do this with the frozen bloodworms too. You just thaw it out, and I put it in a cup and lean the cup. Cut. Make a little blackworm, bloodworm, puree, whatever you want to call it. And then you can do the pipette again. Sometimes I'd just pour them in, but then same thing as you did with the brine shrimp. Just keep that still so that you can see them. Should be good, even though they're tiny. It's really hard to see these guys, but we're just trying to go over this stuff so that you get it. And I don't want to make people wait for this video, because waiting means dead axolotls and hatchlings for people, so I feel bad doing that. Alright, so you can see that they're actually, some of the bigger ones will go down, they'll dig them. That's all lava rock down there. It's really big. I usually, once they get bigger and there's risk of them like ingesting anything, then I will move them into bare bottom. I don't really use sand. It's just more stuff for me to clean, so I just do bare bottom with all my newts and axolotls. There's some dirty leucistics in here, golden albinos, some also weird ones that I'm keeping an eye on, possible mosaics. They're not in here, they're separated. But alright, this video is getting a little long, so I'll show you one more thing. We're going to show you Plush and its siblings. So these are those same blackworms. They all clump together. They're kind of cool. So these I will take on tweezers, and these are about 3 inches long, along with Plush. Awesome little mosaic. This is it. They're all clutch mates. They're all available, actually. Message us on Facebook, Nikki's Newt Sal's. Alright, so Plush It looks like he or she is waiting, but I just tweezer it right in. Oh yeah. And now this will really pack on some weight. And I'll do it with its siblings over here. So I mentioned earlier that, oh, if things get nipped, then they get separated and da-da-da, and people might think these cups are mean, but this is honestly like total supervision. Some of them got their front arms nipped or whatever, so they're growing back now. One already is fully recovered, but I keep them in here to monitor food so that I can do this. Very nice. You can see that one eating. And we're going to go to this other one. Give it a little snack. And I change this water daily. Again, dechlorinated, pre-chilled. I'm not going to talk about the summer, but right now you can see temps in here. Excuse the broken humidity. But we're at like 63 right now. You can see the high for the day, low for the day. And obviously water is a tiny bit colder, so yeah, hopefully this helps everyone. If anyone you know has any questions or anything like that, then please direct them over here. I try to do my best to cover it all, cover it in one uncut video. So appreciate it. Appreciate Michael and his taping. But I'm going to give him back, and like, subscribe, follow. Any questions, comment. Also, please comment other questions about, like, we keep hearing stuff about, oh, no one covers this content, no one covers that content. I will do the best I can to cover everything. So just ask away. Thanks.